What is going on, you guys? It is your boy, the Wizard here. And today I'm doing another album ranking as like I did with the Led Zeppelin album ranking. Today we are ranking all of the Doors albums. As you can tell by this poster, I'm a very big fan of the Doors. I've heard all 6 albums. I didn't hear any of the ones that are past Jim Morrison's death. I didn't care for those. I'm not going to rank those. After Jim Morrison's death, they should have stopped making stuff. That's just what I believe. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. We have 6 albums to rank today, and I'm going to go ahead and make a disclaimer. There are no bad albums in their discography. Every Doors album is something special. They always have something in there, but there are just some that just don't hit as the same as the others, and that's what we're going to be getting into today. So to start off, number 6 is, I'm actually going to scoot over here so I don't block the poster. Number 6 is The Soft Parade. This is, it came out in 1969. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 1969. It was their, like, first experimental album, and it was, interesting. There's some really good songs on here, like Tell All the People, Shaman's Blues, Wild Child, Touch Me. Like, Touch Me is one of their biggest songs. It's a great song. Very weird title, but, you know, that's what you're going to get with the Doors, because it's Jim Morrison. But then you have, like, the ending track, which is The Soft Parade, and it's an epic, experimental wow of a song. But then you have songs like Running Blue and, that's probably one of the worst Doors songs I've ever heard, because it switches up at one point, and then Robbie Krieger, the guitarist, is singing, and my God, they should have never gave him the mic. Oh my God. It should have stayed with Jim, because, like, wow, dude, that was just bad. But, again, with it being experimental, it's not as good as their other albums. Some songs fall flat, maybe. Not all the time, like, so there's some really good songs, but I will say the production on this album is some of the best production of any of their albums. The drums sound amazing on this album, as does everybody else. But it just loses points for being, you know, just a very interesting album. Some songs don't hit as the same as others, and it's just not their strongest album past their other stuff. So with that, I would give it a. I wrote down my shit, so that's why I'm looking over here. Sorry, but I'd give it a 92%. Very good album, but just not their strongest album from their other stuff. So moving on to number 5, Waiting for the Sun. This is a very good summer album, very good lighthearted love album. It's a very good, like, lovey album, because you have songs like Hello, I Love You, Love Street, Not to Touch the Earth, Summer's Almost Gone, We Could Be So Good Together. Like, I'm trying to think if there's a couple other ones that I remember, but I can't think of them right now. But there's a lot of love in this album. There's a lot of this is an album that if you're on, like, a first date and you have, like, a record player, if you have this album, throw this album on. This is a perfect album for, like, a first date. If you want to, like, play some, like, love tunes or just some groovy, nice, like, upbeat tunes from them. This is a very, like, different album from them, from their earlier stuff and from their actual later stuff. Very lighthearted for Jim Morrison on this one. I really, really enjoyed this one. Like, honestly, I think one of my favorite tracks is We Could Be So Good Together. Oh, I'm such an idiot. 5 to 1. 5 to 1 is on this album. That is such a good song. Oh my God. I love, if you've never heard 5 to 1, that's one of the Doors songs you should really hear is 5 to 1. That's a great song. But I would say this one is definitely stronger than The Soft Parade in many ways, many ways. So many more listenable tracks too that I go back to. Not as psychedelic as their other stuff, but still pretty. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty album. So with that, I'd have to give it a 94%, just 2% above Soft Parade, just because it's a little bit more enjoyable, but not as rememberable in my favor. That I would say. I would say it's not as a rememberable album unless you know the big hits and a bunch of the songs I just listed. But other than that, it's still a pretty good album. So moving on to number 4. This is where we start getting into the almighty territory. This is where we get into the good shit. Number 4, we have Morrison Hotel. Oh my god, this album is so good. This album is so good. There is a song on this album called Waiting for the Sun, which apparently I think was supposed to be on Waiting for the Sun, but I don't think they put it in there. Like, something happened where I don't think they thought it fit or something, so they put it on this album. But this album came out in 1970, and it came after the Soft Parade, and wow. Wow, right back into the bluesy. They went more bluesy than psychedelic on this album, but oh my god, does it work. It works so good. It's almost like blues psychedelic music. It's so crazy and interesting. You have Roadhouse Blues, Waiting for the Sun, Peace Frog, You Make Me Feel Real, or You Make Me Real. Yeah, that, oh man. And Indian Summer, I'm pretty sure, is on this album. And oh man, so many good songs. So many good songs. Maggie McGill, oh, Queen of the Highway, so many good songs. This album is just so interesting. I love this album. It's even by just the cover art, you can tell it's so like you feel it from just the album cover. It's so bluesy, so cozy. You feel like you're in a hotel. You're just sitting there. You put on the doors. You just lay back, and you're just like, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm cool with this. This is great. You just have a good time with this album. It's such a joyous album. I love it. I love it so much. What else can I say about this album? But I will say there is some points off just because not every song you do go back to, and not every song you'll probably enjoy, but because there's some weird ones on here. There is definitely some weird ones, but they're still enjoyable. They're still fun. They're still being the Doors. It's still a great album. So I give that one a 97%. So yeah, I hope you notice that the scores don't really matter in this sense, but I give them scores anyways to just like, I like to give ratings to stuff. Like I do it for movies too and all that, like 9 out of 10s. But this, I give percentages for albums and stuff like that. So yeah, I give that a 97%. Very, very good album. Moving on to the top 3, fam. The top 3. This is where these 3 albums could change. Honestly, like especially the top 2 could flip-flop very easily. But right now we're talking about number 3, which is Strange Days. I adore this album. It's their second album in their discography. 1967 is when it came out. They were still in their psychedelic era because boy is this album psychedelic, and it is wonderful. Oh my god, it is every stoner's dream. Like, you have Strange Days, Your Lost Little Girl, Love Me Two Times. Oh man, When the Music's Over. There's so many good tracks on this. It was really hard to find like a bad one on here. Except for Horse Latitudes. Everybody would be very put off by that track, but Horse Latitudes is just an interlude into Moonlight Drive, which is Moonlight Drive is a very good like nighttime beach drive. If you're at the beach, it's, oh man, it's so good. But like Horse Latitudes is one of the most weirdest things that I've ever heard from a Doors album, other than it's not one of the worst things, it's one of the weirdest things because he's just kind of hooting and hollering for a good minute and there's a lot of noises and everything. But besides that, oh my god, the song My Eyes Have Seen You, what a rockin' tune for 1967. They make the Beatles look like shit. These guys just know what they're doing. I honestly, that's one of my opinions. This might be a hot take, but I'm putting a hot take into this video. The Doors are better than the Beatles in every single way. Thank you, that's my TED Talk. But yeah, Strange Days. I remember seeing this album cover when I was little, and I was very put off by it. I was like, what is happening in this album cover? What is this? And man, I was in for a whirlwind, dude. It was insane. I love this album to death. I could go back to this album a lot. I could really see myself going back to this one a lot and just hearing a bunch of the tracks and being perfectly fine with a lot of this album. So I will give Strange Days a 98%. It's near perfect. Just near perfect. It's so good. Okay, top 2. I don't even have to look at my writing right now. I know exactly what I'm going to say and exactly what my score is for these 2. So number 2 is their last record they ever made, LA Woman. or the last record they ever made with Jim Morrison, because this album came out, and then a few months after, Jim Morrison sadly passed away in Paris, and he last forever worked on this album. And the last track, Riders on the Storm, is top tier, top 3 Doors songs of all time. And I don't know if anybody knows this like fact about it, but in Riders on the Storm, the little whispers of him going Riders on the Storm, that is the last thing he ever recorded until he left for the Paris trip. Insane. Insane. It gives me chills thinking about it. But man, when I tell you this is a perfect album, this is a perfect fucking album. You have The Changeling, Been Down So Long, Love Her Madly, Riders on the Storm, like I just mentioned, L'America, and the title track, LA Woman. There is not a bad song here. There's some that I'm forgetting, like, there's the one about the wasp or something on the radio. Oh, man. But there's no bad songs on this album. None. I can't think of one song that I had a problem with, or a song that I was just kind of like, yeah, that one was good, but not as good as this. No, they're all good. They're all good. I'm going to go ahead and say my score is at 100%. This album is perfect. It's so good. The sounds, everything, and just the impact that it had on the Doors at the time is insane. They never even got to play any of these songs live, I don't think, because he passed away and he went for that trip. Like, it's the impact the album has just makes it so perfect. It's just awesome. You have to listen to this album. If any Doors album you want to listen to, it's either the first one or this one, honestly. Or Strange Days. Please listen to Strange Days. That album is so good. But yeah, LA Woman is perfect. Perfect album. Very perfect. Moving on, though, because we're going to go ahead and speed through these, because there's nothing else to say about LA Woman. LA Woman is perfect. Especially number 1. And my number 1 is their self-titled The Doors. First album they came out the gate with, and this is what we got. I mean, come on. 1967 and you're hearing this for the first time? Bro, insane. Break On Through to the Other Side. Soul Kitchen. Light My Fire. The End. If you guys have never heard the song The End by The Doors, you're missing out on the best song, almost one of the best songs of all time. Honestly. You may be a little weirded out by it, but it's 11 minutes of insanity, chaos, and just pure genius from Jim Morrison and his like band members, dude. Like, there are so many good songs. It's a perfect album. I will say again, it is a perfect album. It is no bad songs. You got Alabama Song, Whiskey Bar, Backdoor Man, fucking, oh man, I'm blanking. The whole second half is amazing. Backdoor Man, Take It As It Comes. Oh my God, End of the Night, The Crystal Ship. So many good songs. I think this is my favorite Doors record of all time. It is so good. Even though it's their first album, they managed to pull through one of the best albums of the 60s and one of the best albums and best debut albums of all time, dude. They are one of the greatest bands of all time. They are so good in this album. This album just showed people what Jim Morrison was about, what his band was about, what they were going to be doing for the next few years of their career, and it shaped the way. To me, it started the best like psychedelic rock era. Like, it was there. They did it, man. These guys did it. They knew what they were doing, and this album shows it. If you have never heard this album, this is a must listen to for everybody. You have to hear this album. I give this album a 100%. So good. Absolutely insanity. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this album ranking. I love the Doors. There's going to be more. There's so many more album rankings I have coming if you want more, because I have heard so many albums through my time of my almost 21 years of living. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace.